Global interconnectivity is driving the digital revolution. More data is being generated than ever before, and it has become the fuel of innovation. Today, having access to powerful computing resources is crucial. After 4 years of breakthrough innovations, Iexec not only reinvented the way we think about the cloud industry, it successfully made decentralized cloud computing a reality. Now, it's time to bring the technology to the market. Iexec will allow new applications and usages to power the digital future and lead the economy of tomorrow. In 2016, the idea of decentralizing cloud resources was born. 4 years after, the roadmap has been achieved. Now that the technology is here, let's take a closer look on how Iexec is planning to put it at the heart of the industry and market needs. Hi, it's great to be back. Well, a lot of things happened since you two launched Iexec, but what is the thing that you feel the most proud of?
When we started Iexec 4 years ago, that was just impossible to forecast how the blockchain technology and ecosystem would evolve. So basically we had to innovate and be pioneers in many research areas. But finally we managed to design, develop and deliver on time the first decentralized marketplace for computing power.
All right, and well, now that this major milestone has been achieved, how do you see the project going forward?
So you're right, it's a very important milestone for us. We basically completed all the technological part of the white paper and we are now ready for adoption, which is our main objective right now.
And why do you think Iexec could be a market leader?
Our team is composed of excellent computer scientists and outstanding hackers and developers. Now there's a huge need for enterprise in this global market for the trading data and computing resources. There's a lot of opportunities to make cloud computing more affordable and competitive. We think this decentralized computing is the best way to provide the enterprise with secure and affordable computing resources. We are proved to be the technical leader for decentralized computing. We have no doubt that we will disrupt and conquer this huge global cloud computing market.
You know, one of the major challenges for companies is to implement blockchain protocols while being compliant. How are you tackling this?
Yeah, that's very true. So we've been talking to companies of all sizes over the past 2 years, and one key obstacle to enterprise adoption of blockchain protocols is the lack of compliance. Regulation regarding anti-money laundering is strengthening, and so blockchain protocols that don't play by the regulator's rule won't be able to address the enterprise market. And this is exactly what the AMF approval is about.
And this AMF approval, who has it in France?
Well, very few. None of them actually received the approval for a swap offering. That's a world's premiere we are really proud of. This was a challenge when we first approached the AMF, which is the French equivalent of the SEC in the US. We didn't want to raise funds in exchange for a new token. Instead, we wanted to bring compliance into our already existing protocol. And this is why we came up with the idea of a token swap offering.
And this new regulated marketplace, how does it work?
Well, it's very simple. So users get the choice to complete KYC steps. Once completed, they will be able to exchange their RLC against the exact same amount of enterprise RLC, or eRLC. This simple mechanism ensures that all the eRLC transactions are fully compliant. And what's more, also that enterprise adoption directly contributes the original token economics. So the offering is starting early next year, and stay tuned to discover who will be the first enterprise users of the regulated version of the marketplace.
Anthony, you're working with the European Commission in one of the biggest research and innovation programs. Can you tell me a little bit more about the OnChain initiative?
When we started our focus on adoption, European partners came and asked what Iexec could do for the semantic web, which is a technology that lets the internet answer questions like what's the capital of Germany or what's air quality like in London today. And obviously we thought that these services needed to be decentralized because one wrong answer could impact thousands of applications. Now OnChain has received support from the European Commission's Horizon 2020 program to create and empower a community of citizens that will build a blockchain-based ecosystem for knowledge management.
Okay, but how does it work? What is the role of Iexec?
So Iexec is one of 7 core partners selected to organize several open calls for participation and redistribute over 4 million euros in the next 3 years. Selected participants will also receive business and technical mentorship, meaning that we will provide our software and we will help you implement your ideas.
Okay, let's talk about technological trends. How Iexec is keeping up in such a competitive industry?
It's in the DNA of Iexec to be a cutting-edge player in creating and leveraging state-of-the-art new technologies.
But how are you doing it? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, from the beginning, Iexec has been selected to work with key companies and consortiums. For example, we have close collaboration with Intel, IBM, or Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, and I think it's a good illustration of our skills. The same lately while being selected to be part of the Google Confidential Computing Program.
And what kind of impact can we expect from this?
We are anticipating the next stages of decentralized finance. No one wants his data to be able to be leaked. So we are here in order to help the next generation of DeFi applications. And also the same, Iexec is a bridge between the non-blockchain world and blockchain technology thanks to our expertise in off-chain computing and confidential computing. We are helping the new industrial sectors like smart cities, smart factories in order to help them to leverage decentralized and blockchain-based platform. The idea is to provide solutions in order for them to share, trade and trace the digital assets. But stay tuned, there is more to come.
So, Baptiste, you're working on a project related to education. But how are you planning to build a bridge between adoption and knowledge?
So Iexec is a complex and unique ecosystem. Over the past 4 years, we have built a series of products in order to address the market needs on several key verticals. For each product we develop, we collect and analyze our users' data about their habits, their feelings, the pain point while using the Iexec stack. So we decided to design 3 main personas: blockchain developer, cloud developer, and dataset provider. By studying from their perspective, we make the onboarding easier for everyone. So today we created Iexec Academy, a content aggregator where knowledge meets adoption.
All right, Blair, you're in close contact with the community, and you know it's very important for them that it's easy to use the technology. How are you approaching this?
So I think it's true with an ecosystem as big as Iexec, it's quite easy to get lost amongst complex concepts and technical terms. So we've indexed all content published to Iexec by date. So that could be anything from YouTube videos to the GitHub repos, documentation or the blog. And we've categorized that based on subject matter and also user profile. So taking into account their knowledge of blockchain and Iexec. So I think even if you're completely new to Iexec or if you've been following us for a while, it's definitely going to be something that makes it easier to find what they're looking for.
Okay, so the new direction is adoption. Can you tell me a little bit more about the EPIC approach?
Until now, the focus was on the initial roadmap in order to build a powerful Iexec stack. Now, it's time to build on it. For that, we will integrate epics. An epic is a big idea that meets the market needs in order to bring both adoption and business value.
Okay, can you give me an example?
Yes, we were approached by several companies, for example, a telco sector company that needs a very specific product. But now we want to go further and hear about our community's ideas.
Let's say I have an idea, I don't know, for the health industry. How can I submit my proposal?
It's really simple. You first submit an EPIC form, then we review it and conduct a marketing analysis. Based on that, we build the product and sell it to companies.
But how can we follow this process?
You can follow our day-by-day progress by checking our new public roadmap. From now, you can have an overview of what has been done, what is in progress, and what is planned for the future, all in line with the adoption strategy. Have your say and participate in the future of Iexec.
Iexec is proud to have fully delivered its roadmap. We now have all the building blocks for adoption, and we can't wait to see what tomorrow holds.